Hey, so I know I haven't made a video in quite a while. So here I am. A little bit of an update. I was in a short-term inpatient program for 3 weeks, so that's why I haven't really been updating. It's on general psych, but they have a separate eating disorder program, but I wasn't in the actual eating disorder program. It was more just a lot of free time and more to interrupt symptoms. Unfortunately, I really struggled there. When I was allowed off the unit, I struggled with still having symptoms. And I've been home about a week and a half. And it's really hard. It's been really hard. I'm working on different strategies. I'm working on delaying or trying to shorten the binge purge sessions. I did learn some things about myself though, that when I don't engage in those symptoms, especially in the evening, I feel so lonely and so scared, and I struggle with flashbacks too, and I dissociate sometimes, and especially when I'm trying to not binge and purge, I tend to get flashbacks and dissociate, and it's a little bit scary, especially when I'm alone. It happened a lot when I was in the hospital. And I realized that I really use binging and purging to numb out the world and to numb out memories. And this might sound really weird, but even when I'm purging, I sometimes think of the memories and it's like I'm getting rid of them. And sometimes it's so weird and strange, and it's almost embarrassing for me to admit, but sometimes I feel like maybe half an hour went by, like when I'm purging, and then I look at the clock and it's like an hour and a half. And I don't know if I'm dissociating while purging or just more out of body, I think, but it's weird. And I don't know if this happens to anyone else. I have recently acknowledged that I do have PTSD from trauma, and that's something I really need to work on if I want to move forward with recovery, because right now I'm really still into the depths of ed. And I'm not even willing to let go of the binging and purging in the evening because I don't even see how I will be able to handle myself. I actually get really suicidal if I don't do it. But yet, doing it more causes me to be suicidal too, especially if my electrolytes are off. I went into hospital with really low potassium, and I do not think clear when that happens. So yeah, I have a lot of thinking to do, I guess, working on stuff with my therapist, but mostly distractions and delaying, and it seems like my whole life is a distraction. Okay, so I'm gonna study for an hour, I'm gonna watch a show for an hour, which is hard to do, so I play a game on my phone while I'm watching a show, and the back of my mind, it's like, okay, I can binge. At this time, I can binge, and it's like I'm looking at the clock now, and I'm like, okay, just have to hold on a little bit more. And then when I do it, it's like I'm trying to set a limit and a time to stop. And sometimes it's so hard because it's like I have to keep going and going. And I really don't have to keep going. Like I can stop. Sometimes it's like, no, I need to get that food in and that food in and that food in until I need to sleep. And I really have to try not to let it get worse. They're trying to keep me medically stable. Like I'm still getting IV at home 3 times a week, and I told myself I'm not gonna touch it, not gonna disconnect, touch the numbers until it's done, because once I start messing around with it, I know I will continue to mess around with it and then won't even allow myself to take it, and I know right now I need it, which is really hard to admit. So yeah, here I am back at home, taking 2 classes in school. I feel like I'll never graduate, blah, 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 all that stuff. It's very hard to concentrate. Winter sucks. Waiting for the warm weather. Just tired. Sorry to complain. It's really the same old. I'm just trying hard to be more aware and working on small goals. Not expecting to stop my symptoms, but trying to keep myself from not getting worse until I find something that works for me. I was offered something called deep brain stimulation. There's studies now on that it might help control emotion regulation, it helps depression. Now there's new studies on eating disorders. So it would be part of a study, and it is a minor surgery, which I have no fear of. It's for people who struggled for a long time and keep relapsing and don't know what else to do. And I might try it because I don't know what else to do. I still have time to think about it. So basically it would to keep me medically stable for that minor surgery. And it takes a few months, they say, to notice a difference. And I don't know, I might be willing to try it. I mean, I'm offered it for free, so, but it's still unsure as to whether it actually helps for eating disorders. But it has been successful with emotion regulation and depression. So those are good things for me, because when I feel very intense, and that's when I get suicidal. And lately I've been trying to tell myself, this feeling is not going to last. It's not going to last. It's going to go away. It will come back, but it will go away. Yeah, I guess I wanted to make this video short. I am here, and yeah, just write a comment if you have any questions, if you want to know something specific, if you need support, feel free to reach out. Despite my struggles, I am here for you guys, and this is a hard fight. It's a hard fight, but we just got to keep going. Just that glimmer of hope that something will get better. That's what I try to think. So you guys keep fighting too. Know that you are not alone, even though you feel alone, because I know that feeling all too well. And I will see you guys soon.